I'm never tired of singing the praises of Captain Phob and Tinn. For instance, when Captain Phob stands up to Tinn's father by saying this,
เอางานมาบังหน้า ที่จริงแกตั้งใจจะมาวุ่นวายกับลูกฉัน
ถ้าใช่ แล้วมันเป็นอย่างไรเหรอเพคะ
all I could think was, by God, this man is so bloody hot-headed, and I fear I might be more obsessed with him than Tinn is. I know Tinn is obsessed with him because he couldn't resist Phob even for a second when Phob has to save his drunk ass yet again. They make sweet, sweet love just like everyone expected, and then literally moved in together the next second like no one expected. It's not all sunshine and rainbows, unfortunately, because Captain Phob is still rummaging through Tinn's belongings to get some deets about the royal family for his comrades plotting a regime change. But it's clear the guilt is eating him alive, and it's almost like Tinn is just in denial about everything that's happening. I stand this show so hard at this point, and they only made it better by bringing in those rings. I will say it is kind of wild that Captain Phob knelt down and proposed with a ring he didn't buy, but like I always say, my Captain Phob can do no wrong. Here is a question no one has ever asked. Does Toto love Kanit? Well, they felt the need to answer us all the same. It's like every single scene was just Toto finding new ways to show off that he loved Kanit. And no disrespect to Kanit though, he also showed that he loved his man. That cute low-budget birthday party was much appreciated. It sounds like I'm complaining, but I absolutely loved every bit of it. The chemistry with these two is always right. With all this lovey-dovey, can't live without you energy that they've been giving off, I wonder how they will survive Kanit spending even more time away when he takes to job in Dubai. Speaking about work, I'm a little concerned about them starting a business together. But I may not have to worry about it much. With this show set to end next week, I'm pretty confident they'll just end it off with a happy ending, since anything else wouldn't fit neatly into the trope. Payback the Series really is something. I'll start with the bad first. I think some of the dark themes were just a bit too much for me to handle, personally. Don't get me wrong, I do respect that they're staying true to the manhwa and the fact that this is a dark romance, but I guess I don't typically watch things like this, so it is throwing me off a lot, and I had a lot of trouble getting through some of these scenes. But now on to the good stuff. I think I was mostly right last week when I said that San wouldn't easily give in to his feelings. I say mostly because while he didn't resist any of Jay's advances, he also pointedly didn't instigate any of these advances either. But all that facade slowly fades away over the course of the episode when Jay suddenly disappears without a word. You can see the tension take over his body the longer Jay is away from him. The disappointment when it isn't Jay who opens the door at Alice's labyrinth is so clear. The acting here is really good. But Jay didn't leave him high and dry though. He tries to make sure that Sun is protected. Emphasis on tries. The only problem is that Sun is stubborn as a mule and doesn't ask for help when he needs it. He runs to Sky's rescue, and to be fair to him, he does a great job of holding off the assailants and gets Sky out of danger. But ultimately, he doesn't make it out unscathed. Let's see what hell Jay rains on all those who dared hurt his crazy but delicate not-so-boyfriend. I think Jane Lek is a little confused about the terms of his contract with his pseudo-demon boyfriend. Lek breaks things off with Pidan in the most straight-shooter way I've ever seen. Not going to lie, if I was Pidan, I would have run away the moment Lek said, "No, I really wanted to break up with you." But Lek doesn't stop there. He proceeds to fight with his best friend Poop, who is weird in his own way, and end the night drinking away his sorrows and partying. Little does he know that this is just the beginning of his troubles for the night. Honestly, beyond Yive trying to force himself on Lek because he was jealous, I think their entire relationship constitutes sexual harassment because Lek is being forced to date Yive. What's worse is that it seems like Lek is confused about what's really going on here to begin with, because somehow he just starts lying to himself that he and Yive are in a typical relationship. It's most obvious when Yive refuses to stop playing his little manipulation games and Lek says he will leave him. Sir, you can't leave. That's the point. You're a prisoner here.
ใช้ชีวิตแบบนี้ได้ไหม
ไม่ได้หรอก
ต่อให้เจนขอ
มันคือชีวิตพี่
พี่คิดว่าเจนจะทนไหวได้ไงอะ
แล้วเจนก็เป็นคนเดียวที่พี่ยอมขนาด
ตกลงพี่จะไม่เลิกใช่ไหม ถ้าพี่เลือกชีวิตแบบนี้ เจนขอให้พี่โชคดีแล้วกัน
But it seems Lek enjoys living in a fantasy. I don't think he's going to get out of this though, because Yaya is a master manipulator and Lek can't seem to resist him. Well. If it isn't everyone's favorite comedy BL back with another banger episode. I just found out while working on this video that there are only 4 episodes of this season. Like, why? Anyways, I am quite impressed with how they finally show an episode where Kunti doesn't just get his way, but rather his power is challenged a bit. I still think it's a little unrealistic that Peach has gone from being afraid of guns to being good enough to fight off an assailant with only the lessons that Kunti gave him. But I do like that the power balance tilted a little in this episode. I also love the fact that they show us just how different Kunti and Rome are, and that they don't exactly share the same values, making Rome the right fit to take over from their father. Rome doesn't even flinch when he killed that guy. On the other hand, we see Kunti and Mog's relationship in a whole new light, and it feels right for the first time, at least to me. When all the dust settles though, everything is peachy again. Rome and Mog are back on. Mira finds that even she needs protection, and lucky for her, there is someone beside her who is ready to take on that role. Now that I think of it, the way things are progressing so quickly, it makes sense that there are only 4 episodes. Side note, who the hell does Mog think he is yelling at Mira like that? When Life Fades is the last on the list for 2 reasons. First, I didn't want to start on a bad note, even though ending on a bad note is not that much better. But I think this is the best way to handle this. It probably came as no surprise to anyone that Sahai Ploeng died at the latest battle. Thanks for nothing, Yagua. But it was still so sad. Now Phob, Sahai Baitong, is left with no one. I can't get over the irony of Yagua trying to save his mom by taking someone else's father. Sahai Yue is consumed with guilt and then grief, but he seems to reach acceptance in little time. But he takes this experience as a sign to stop wasting time and finally takes Sahai Sang on a journey that ends with them becoming official and hooking up. I think they make a great attempt at building a sweet moment when Sahai Yue shares his real name and they make a connection between their names. So now in my head, they're P'Sin and Rawin. But this brings me to the other reason why this is the last show on my list and my confession. The truth is, I think that I've been forcing myself to enjoy this show because I just had so much hope for it. It seemed like the type of show I'd be really into even if it wasn't a BL. But unfortunately, the comedic angle which they're using to tell the story just keeps throwing me off. I said that I wasn't sure how I felt about this in the previous video, but I think I always knew how I felt about it. Just didn't want to accept it. I recently watched a video where someone else brought up the same issue, and it made me realize that I have just been lying to myself. Anyways, I say all this to say that I will have to take this show off the list moving forward, even though I will keep watching it on the down low just to see how things end. Okay, now that I'm done being a Debbie Downer, here is how I will rate these shows. Number 1 is The Edge of Horizon. Do I even need to give a reason anymore? I don't think I do, but I will admit that I am such a simp for Captain Pope. Number 2 is Payback The Series. I love how Sun is so down bad, but will never admit it. A tight-lipped baddie, we love to see it. Number 3 is Atai. I love Peach and Me and Don't Be Too Emotional about the exact same this week. I noticed that I haven't been giving Don't Be Too Emotional its flowers, and it's high time I fix that. The show is quite unique and a very interesting watch. Of course, Peach and Me is great, so, no explanations needed. Number 4 for this week is A Dog and a Plane. I enjoyed it well enough, but at this point, only Kanit and Toto are holding it together. I'm still happy to have the show though, and shout out to that near plane crash scene. But why did Kanit have to say, I saw your face flash before my eyes when the plane almost crashed? Huh? Please, that is so cliche. Okay, that's it for me for now. Bye.